President Obama right now has a strong advantage on foreign policy and national security issues. That's been rare for Democratic candidates really since the Vietnam period. He gets high rankings in terms of his approval ratings for his handling of foreign policy. On the matchup, who do you think would better handle foreign policy, is a very large margin. One poll was 53% for Obama to 36% for Romney. On a lot of the issues, Romney's been saying he would stay as long as necessary in Afghanistan. Obama has demonstrated that he's getting the United States out of Afghanistan, and the polls show that the American people are very war-weary and want to get out. So the general sense of President Obama, nobody's saying his foreign policy has been perfect, but I think he's earned the confidence of the American people for his commander-in-chief role and his general handling of foreign policies. Everybody rightly sees the economy as a huge issue, and it really will be, and some other issues like healthcare are getting a lot of attention. But you get about 8, 10, sometimes more % of people saying that foreign policy and which candidate they think will better handle foreign policy and American national security really matters. So is it as much as the economy? No. But if it's a close election, which chances are it's going to be, that marginal difference, that 8, 10%, could well actually affect the outcome. There really are quite sharp differences. The Romney view, I think, very much is sort of stuck in the past. America needs to pursue a policy as if it was still kind of the center of the universe like it was in the Cold War. And the Obama view and actual practice of foreign policy has been much more geared to the nature of the 21st century world, which there's nothing the United States can do pretty much on our own in foreign policy. Most of the things in the world need us to contribute constructively. So you're really getting a different view about what the nature of this world is, what America's role should be, what's the most savvy way to exercise power. There really is there's a real choice there. Yeah, I don't think it's resonating very well outside of people that already believe it in the first place, who would never vote for Obama anyway. Some of the polls I cited before, for example, had independents leaning towards Obama more, and they're really the swing vote. This notion of apologizing for America, I mean, the notion that the American president will acknowledge things the United States has done wrong and will affirm what we've done right, it's kind of like the rest of life, all of us should do that. In the world we live in today, it's understandable that many Americans feel a lot of uncertainty, fear, anxiety for everything, whether it's terrorism or the economy or the sense of whether their children are going to have as much opportunity as they did. It's a very tough time. We see it in Europe, we see it in lots of places. And I think that the invocation of exceptionalism on the conservative Republican side, frankly, has been kind of like an anesthetic to ease the pain, go back, the very idealized view of the past, and just to kind of ease the pain. And on the one hand, you can understand that motivation, but it's not very helpful if you really want to deal with your problems. The alternative approach is to take a certain amount of pride in what we've done in the past, but use exceptionalism kind of as a stimulant. What do we need to do together to be successful in this generation like previous generations were before? Doesn't mean we run the world, but what does it take to be successful in the 21st century?